He is go-getter.
Warm-hearted, authentic,
empathetic,
awesome,
caring,
networker,
focused,
dependable,
A winner.
unifier.
For many who don't know, Sanjay is from Beira, so he's really a Tanzanian local boy.
We both happen to be the first appointed local CEOs. You know, he was the first Tanzanian to be appointed before Standard Chartered. I was the first Tanzanian to be appointed as a CEO at CCBRT.
First met him when I first arrived in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, my first ever visit to the country, and I came here to work as Balozi wa Uingereza, and I'd heard about Sanjay. He reached out to me very early on and we met, and I will be eternally grateful for that. I learned so much from him in my first few weeks in my role.
I think what struck me is just what a warm and caring person he was. That he really had the ability to kind of bring people in and to, while also encouraging them to kind of be themselves. And I guess that's what struck me, and it sort of started our friendship.
He's a very humble guy. He's purpose-driven.
Sanjay is very energetic. When there is something interesting in the papers, every morning the first person to hear from will be from Sanjay. In social media posting will be Sanjay. Sometimes you think there's someone who is doing this for him, but it's not. Most of the thing, at least he does himself.
Well, this is involved in the CEO roundtable. Obviously, he's got his daytime job as the managing director of Standard Chartered Bank. He was involved with all sorts of trade associations. He's involved with all sorts of lobby groups in the country. And I just wonder how he manages to do all this.
I don't know where he gets this energy from. What food he eats, what booster he takes, I don't know, but he has got a lot of energy.
He came for my 40th. He was on the dance floor from midnight to 6 a.m. And he just changed the scene of the party.
He was very fond of developing people. That was his main area, men's strength.
Sanjay is very approachable, and he will make sure, Sanjay will walk in a room and he will make sure that he makes everyone feel special.
If you look at it, with government, he has interacted and mixed with practically everyone, including up to the president and so on. He knew all the ministers and so on, and he made sure that it wasn't because he was the CEO or he was the CEO of the round table or the chairman of the round table and so on. It was just his nature.
I had a new project which was concerning both government and private entities, and before I could finalize it, I needed some guidance, and I didn't really know who to talk to. Then I thought about Sanjay, so I give him a call, and I knew how busy he was, but immediately has given me an appointment the very same week. And on top of that, for us to be able to talk freely and longer, we met outside the business hours on a Sunday morning. Even though it's family time and all, but he came and met with me. He listened to me for over an hour, and he has really given me very valuable advice.
2020, when I was appointed acting CEO of Mwananchi Communications, it was me who was looking for him now. We sat for 3 or 4 hours. So what happened, he has been looking at me and thinking where I am, I have a potential of growing even further. So he wanted to give me feedback of where he sees me and what should I work on for me to do bigger things.
So his leadership style is one of listening and engaging. So taking on board the whole team. So as a board, he will listen to the contributions of all. He doesn't see himself as having the monopoly on the truth. So it's very much, you may say it's a servant leadership type of approach. It's certainly a collaborative leadership approach, but one that's very much results focused and very much with a direction.
As chairman of the CEO Roundtable of Tanzania, I've had the unique opportunity of working very closely with you and tapping into your broad and diverse leadership. You have challenged me to always strive for better, and this has significantly impacted my own leadership journey. I've seen you juggle many numerous leadership hats, and it's always been with great commitment and always striving to deliver as you have promised. If I had to pick one thing that I would take away from our time together, it would definitely be the power of now. You've persistently challenged me to get things done immediately and always saying, Santina, let's do it now, and we'll sit together and get things done.
He's given it, I think, a bigger vision, a bigger ambition set. And he's really been quite, bold in saying to the business community here, you all need to think big. You're part of the change agenda. What you do matters to the country and to the wider region. And so let's get together through the CEO Roundtable. Let's support young aspiring executives and managers. That's great, a lot of good stuff in that. But let's also think big. An example of that is the work he's done around the climate change agenda, where he has really pushed that as a topic and a theme for the CEO Roundtable. And I think that's a great example of him thinking big himself, but also encouraging and enabling others to think big.
As soon as he introduced CAP, I knew that would be his success, because he's developing more CEO, and it came at the right time when they introduced CAP program in CEO Roundtable. So that was an important turnaround for CEO Roundtable and take it to the next level.
And I'd hope that the fact that you're just going across the border means that this actually creates an opportunity for us to connect with other similar organizations, perhaps in the location that he's going to, Uganda. I know they do have a similar body. And remember also that this is a time of much greater East Africa integration. We've got ECOP that's going to be an umbilical cord between us and Uganda. So I think it's a very appropriate time for him to be making that move there. And so I'm looking forward actually to continued engagement with Sanjay, albeit he will be across the border.
I think Sanjay's influence on the CEO Roundtable cannot be downplayed. Sanjay currently is synonymous with the CEO Roundtable. You can't think of the CEO Roundtable without thinking of Sanjay. As a chairman, he's just demonstrated high level of commitment, a high level of passion in terms of dealing with issues to do with the Roundtable, a high level of connectedness in terms of bringing people, bringing stakeholders to the Roundtable, but also recruiting new members. So his influence on the Roundtable has been completely enormous.
Sanjay, thank you for being the dynamic fuse that has lit up the COT Secretariat. Asante sana, Sanjay.